tell us about a career-defining moment for you.
Career-defining moment was joining e-commerce or going in the path of e-commerce 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the digital space and e-commerce space was still relatively new. Penetration was really small. You fast forward that today, e-commerce is such a booming, and the digital world is such a booming space. You look at Black Friday. Black Friday a few years ago was an event that only the big major purchase items would play in. Whereas now it's really important for CPG brands like ourselves to play in that moment and really look at how do we capitalize from that. So how do we make sure that we're present in those moments when shoppers are looking for more than just those big items, but they're also looking for those small snacking moments where they need some chocolate or some gifting or something similar.
And how is e-commerce and that change in digital behavior shaping what you're doing at Mars?
Where we're seeing it really shaping is how do we get to our target audience? How do we get to our target shoppers? How do we talk to them on different levels and different mediums, whether that be a data clean room where we can look at the ability to target those specific shoppers, or whether we can look at a moment of incrementality, or whether we can look at a Uber for that moment at 11 p.m. when everything's closed. How do you get a bag of M&Ms to someone's dining room table? These are the moments of art.
What are the major cultural events or moments that you pay attention to at Mars?
Halloween would by far be our biggest event.
And how do you go about leveraging Halloween?
How do we leverage Halloween? We look at Halloween is how do we look across all of our partners? How do we make sure we're tapping into the different opportunities that arise? Example, last year we had the Spookiest House competition across Australia, partnering with the Today Show, where we went Australia-wide to look at where we could find the spookiest house, which ended up in Sydney, which was a great event leading into the final week of Halloween. But also, how do we look at those moments of sharing that matter? So we know that a large portion of chocolate is bought in that last week, so making sure that we have chocolate available everywhere. Towers in store to scare people into buying chocolate. We don't actually scare people into buying chocolate, but it's about bringing to life that key cultural moment. We can see Australians really starting to adopt Halloween as a cultural moment, and we love being a part of it.
Mars really owns Halloween, which is cool and very much on brand. You've also found some new cultural and sporting moments to be part of as well. Tell us about those.
So the new moments that we're a part of is the Australian Open. So for the first time ever, we had our M&M's World Store, an M&M store for the Australian Open, which was the first one in the Southern Hemisphere, which was great. This was a moment where we could have a store at the Australian Open to such a captive audience, people there to enjoy the cultural moment and go to the AO. And for us, it wasn't just about an M&M and purchasing chocolate. For us, it was about interacting with our fun brand and interacting with our merchandise, interacting with the different coloured lentils, but also having some fun with the characters, getting your photo taken with yellow or getting your photo taken with red. These are some of the things that we love.
Yeah. And your Australian Open activation really started even before fans got to the grounds, right?
Absolutely. We actually partnered with Uber to look at journey ads. So how could we tell those that were catching an Uber to the AO to go and visit our store, to go and interact with our brands? And it was a really great activation for us, to something new that we've never done before.
Yeah, and such high impact creative as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Seeing yellow serving a tennis ball down the lens was a great one.
Why is being present during important moments good for brands?
What's really important for us is that we're there at the moment that people want us. Being an impulse category, it's hard to build that really brand saliency that people love and think of our brand 24/7. So what's important for us is to be there when people are starting to think of us. If you start to think of an M&M, a bag of M&Ms, you want to share that bag of M&Ms sitting on the couch watching a movie at night.
Shared.
Share. Well, some of us share, some of us don't.
Matt, thank you so much for writing with Uber Advertising.
Thank you.